So how do satirical behemoths like The Simpsons and South Park so accurately predict the future? Well, now the Babylon Bee falls in that category as well. So welcome back to Azimuth Podcast. Today we're spelling out the latest twist in competitive spelling. I'm Barrett McNabb, and with me is my co-host, Kimberly McNabb. Kimberly, are you ready for this?
Ready. I was born ready, Barrett, but nothing could prepare me for what the Scripps National Spelling Bee has cooked up this time. They've officially approved Womyn, with a Y, yes, with a Y, as a valid word in their competition.
Ah, yes, Womyn, spelled W-O-M-Y-N. It's not a typo. Folks, it's progress. You need to make sure that we're aware of that. Or so they say. Because apparently the English language wasn't challenging enough for third graders.
Can you imagine little Susie up there at the podium? She's sweating bullets, ready to tackle photosynthesis when the judge hits her with Womyn. Use it in a sentence. Feminists have rebranded yet another word to exclude the suffix men.
And Susie's response is W-H-A-T? What?
Why not?
But don't take our word for it. Check out how the Babylon Bee correctly predicted this.
Our next spelling bee contestant is Madison. Your word is precocious.
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
Precocious. Little know-it-alls like you are annoyingly precocious.
Precocious. P-R-E-C-O-C-I-O-U-S. Precocious.
That's correct. Lincoln, your word is woman.
Woman. Can I have the country of origin, please?
I don't, probably England or Germany or something. Woman.
Can I have the definition, please?
Why don't you ask Judge 1 that question?
Can I have the definition of woman, please?
No.
Why not? I'm allowed to ask for definitions, right?
The thing is, a woman is a woman is women.
What she's trying to say is that each person gets to define for themselves what a woman is.
So can you define it?
No.
Why? I just want to know the definition of woman.
And that makes you a hateful little bigot, Lincoln.
I don't hate anybody.
How about we just use it in a sentence? Abortion is a woman's right.
If a woman makes an accusation, we should believe all women.
Joe Biden picked a woman as a running mate.
Ketanji Brown Jackson is the first black woman on the Supreme Court.
Hillary Clinton should have been the first woman president.
UPenn swimmer Leah Thomas is a woman.
I'm a woman.
I'm not a woman. Woman.
How can you use it in all those sentences if you don't know the definition?
Listen, you intolerant little bigot, just spell the word so we can get a girl up here to win this whole thing.
The definition of woman is woman. Woman! A woman! Woman! Are you happy?
That doesn't make any sense.
It's a simple word. We all know what a woman is. Just spell woman!
Okay. Woman. W-O-M-A-N. Woman.
Wrong! It's got an X in it now for some reason. W-O-M-X-N. Now get out of here! Kenny, you're up next.
X doesn't make that sound.
Kenny, your word is Micropachycephalosaurus.
His word was woman.
Well, for those of you wondering, woman is a term some feminists use to ditch the dreaded M-E-N in woman. So, what's next? Female, spell it like male, postal service. Pfft. But, because a silent E is clearly a patriarchal plot.
Yeah, Because nothing says empowerment like making spelling bees even more of a nightmare for kids who already think chrysanthemum is the final boss of words.
It could be for me. And let's not forget the poor parents trying to help their kids prep for these bees. Johnny, today we're learning progressive spelling. Here's your flashcard for woman.
Woman, noun, a feminist spelling for the word woman. Alternative definitions include confusion, family dinner debates, and extra Scrabble points.
Well, this little girl gets it.
Hey, what is this right here?
The pelvis. It's the only bone in the body that's gender specific, which means it's different in boys and girls.
Is it?
Yes. The pelvis's job to protect the organs used for digesting and reproduction, which means throwing babies.
Oh, there it is.
That's awesome. Well, of course, the internet was all over this one. One user said, "You can't make this stuff up." Oh, but they did, and they slapped it into the spelling bee rule book for good measure.
Well, this is just another example of how out of touch these elitists are. You wonder why you lost the election, leftists. People can't relate to you when you're catering to Drag Queen Story Hour and using words like Latinx. And I have a good example of another, that crazy word. I was telling my friend and lash stylist about the story, and I asked what she thought of the word Latinx, since we're talking about spelling words. And she is straight up Mexican, okay? She inherited property in Mexico. She's never heard of it. Never heard of the word Latinx. She's like, what are you talking about? So I had to explain to her these so-called elite Ivy League professors invented it because they thought they knew about the oppression of minorities in their ivory towers. But, you know, the left, they don't know what introspection is, and they're just doubling down with the likes of this word, this version of spelling woman. And the spelling bee defended the move, saying any word in their official dictionary is fair game. So kids, buckle up. Next year, you might see words like yeet, sus, and Rizzler, but they probably have a better time with it.
Oh, my God. Please don't give them any more ideas. You know, these judges are already, Googling TikTok slang right now to make sure that's included in the Merriam-Webster Dictionary. But, that's a great point because, here we have the Hispanic Society. I think the last statistic I saw was that 80% of the Hispanic community does not know about this Latinx. I've also heard it Latinx. I've heard Latinx. There's all kinds of different ways to say it, and that might be a reason why it hasn't caught on in the Hispanic community, because you have all of these Harvard intellectuals that are saying, "Hey, look, by the way, Hispanics are oppressed, and so we're going to have to rename you." For your own protection. But still, Latino, Latina, it is a masculine, feminine language, and we're talking about Spanish here. So it's these ivory tower professors that are coming to the rescue and putting a gender neutral on it for your own good.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that'll level the playing field just by changing a couple letters. Yeah, they'll fix everything. Mm-hmm.
Well, so we saw this is absolutely ridiculous. Putting in weird spellings of common words is, one, confusing, and two, it goes into exactly the end of the Babylon Bee, where he says it's an X, and X doesn't make that sound, and so if you are spelling woman with a Y or woman with an E, how do you know if you got one right or wrong or whatever it is? I mean, so the power of language is that it's standardized, and so that is something that's super important. But to go and do this is just absolutely silly. So anyway, if you've learned something new or just want to scream into the void, make sure you hit that like button.
And don't forget to subscribe. Who knows what word Scripps will approve of next? I'm rooting for meh myself.
Yeah, meh. Well, next time, keep your dictionaries closed and your sanity even closer. Thanks so much for tuning into Azimuth Podcast, and please stay tuned after these messages.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy our show with all of the stories we share, we would love your support.
And it's as easy as clicking that subscribe or follow button. This will ensure you never miss an episode and keeps us bringing you these important stories. Your support makes a huge difference. Thank you so much for being part of our podcast family.
Thanks, and keep tuning in.
So do you remember this?